Hey everyone, I have a simple question for you today. When was the last time you worked out? When was the last time you went to the gym and you just worked out? Was it a few weeks ago, a couple of days ago, years ago, high school and college? And why did you do it? Did you do it because of a New Year's resolution? Did you do it because you were trying to hit some goal or you were going to the beach? Well, today I want to show you where Paul told us to work out. It's in Philippians chapter 2, beginning with verse 12. He says this. He says, "Therefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, so now, not only as in my presence, but much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is God who works in you, both to will and to work for His good pleasure." The Bible is very clear, and one of the foundational beliefs of our faith is that we need salvation, that we are in need of rescue. We need rescue from our sin. We need rescue from our trespasses against a very holy and pure God. That we need saving from condemnation and guilt and shame. That we need saving from ourselves. And so it talks a lot about salvation. And Paul says, work out your salvation. Now, I want to share a couple of things about salvation that are very important. There's a past tense, a present tense, and a future tense idea behind salvation. The past tense is this, that we have been saved. That there was a moment where you and I were saved. When we placed our faith in Jesus, when we believed in Him. When we said, hey Jesus, whether it was at the altar or maybe it was at home with your parents or maybe you were watching online somewhere. When you said, Jesus, I just need you. I follow you. I believe in you. I believe in what you did for me. That's a past tense salvation. Paul talks about it in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 and 9. He says, it's by grace that you have been saved. Past tense. There was a day when we were saved. And then there's a future tense where Paul says, hey, there's going to come a day when God's going to save us. Jesus is going to return and He's going to save us from this world of pestilence and famine and sin and evil. And then there's this present tense right now that Christ is saving us every single day. The theological term is sanctification, that He is constantly making us holy. He is saving us today from ourselves, from the world, from sin, from culture. That's salvation in the Bible. And when you read Paul's writings here in Philippians, it almost seems like he's saying you can work for salvation, but that's not what he said. There's a lot of people out there that have this idea that if I do a certain amount of good works, then I can be found worthy. In fact, the Mormon Church, the Church of the Latter-day Saints, believes that I can be found worthy and I can earn my salvation. And even today I read an article that talked about a survey where 50% of Christians, of people who say that they are Christians, believe that they can work their way into heaven. Folks, that's not the gospel. We've been saved by grace alone. So he doesn't say that you can work for salvation. He says work out your salvation. It's this idea of play it out. Conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Conduct yourselves accordingly, according to the gospel that you were saved by, and according to the day that you're going to be saved. Work out your faith in the way that you speak, in the things that you think, in the actions that you do. And then he goes on and he says, work it out with fear and trembling. That's the idea of humility and seriousness. Be serious about some things. Years ago, I was in the gym. And I know I don't look like a person that would be in the gym very often. I'm really not. But I was in the gym years ago when I was in high school with a guy. And he was working out. And he was on the bench press. And he was pumping the weights. And then we started laughing about something. And as he laughed, he could no longer, because he's laughing and he's not taking the weight serious enough, he could no longer push that weight up. And I couldn't hardly spot him because I was laughing so hard. That's the idea Paul has. He says, hey, work out your salvation. Play it out in your daily life, but do it with seriousness. What do you need to get serious about? Do you need to get serious about your prayer life? About reading the Bible again? About involving yourself in church and with the body of believers? I believe that Jesus wants you to work out your salvation, but do it with seriousness. It's time to get real. It's time to put your game face on. It's time to get serious about your faith. Let me pray for you today. Father, I know that this is your word. We know that this is your word that tells us to work out our salvation. You saved us, and for that we are so grateful. We're so grateful for your mercy and your kindness to save us years ago. And we know that there's going to come a day when you're going to save us from this evil world that we live in. But Lord, I just pray that every day of our lives, for anyone watching, that we would walk out and work out our salvation today. That we would live in light of the salvation that we have received, and that we would do it with all seriousness. Help us to get serious about our faith. I pray this in the name of Jesus. Amen. Hey, God bless you today. Thank you so much for joining in on our Wednesday study. If you don't have a church home, as always, Trinity Chapel here, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, every single Sunday. We gather in person. We'd love to have you. God bless you.